Good afternoon. My name is Corey Williams, Public Information Officer with the U.S. Small Business Administration's Office of Disaster Assistance. First off, my heart goes out to those residents and businesses who were impacted by the devastating tornadoes in Little Rock on this past Friday. As a result of those devastating tornadoes, we received a presidential declaration on Sunday, April the 2nd, in regard to the disaster response, which opens up two different levels of federal recovery. One of those is public assistance, which is, helping out cities and counties and municipalities. But the most important aspect of the assistance that's opened up is individual assistance, which allows direct assistance to not only businesses of all sizes, but homeowners, renters, and nonprofits. So as a result of that, the agency that comes to mind when most people are actually thinking about disaster recovery is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or better known as FEMA. So the first step in the disaster recovery process is to register with FEMA, and there are multiple ways to actually register for disaster assistance. You can go to disasterassistance.gov. You can call the 800 number, which is 1-800-621-3362. FEMA also has a mobile app on your smartphone. Whether you're an Android user or an iPhone user, you can download the FEMA mobile app. And you can apply for SBA by going to a disaster recovery center in the areas that were hit by the devastating tornadoes. So once someone registers with FEMA, they may receive a referral to the U.S. Small Business Administration's Office of Disaster Assistance. And the first question as a homeowner or renter that they may ask is, why SBA? I don't own a business. Well, in times of disaster, the U.S. Small Business Administration's Office of Disaster Assistance not only helps out businesses of all sizes, but homeowners, renters, and nonprofits. Businesses can borrow up to $2 million to repair, replace disaster damaged real estate, machinery, inventory, and equipment. But the most important aspect that I emphasize for business owners is the need for working capital to sustain yourself during this recovery period. And that's the purpose of our Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. So whether it's meeting your monthly lease obligations, whether it's paying your employees, whether it's paying your chamber dues, whatever it takes to keep the business operational during this recovery period, that's the purpose of the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. Now, businesses can borrow up to $2 million at an interest rate as low as 4%. Again, no closing costs, no cost to apply, no prepayment penalties. But there are a couple of different aspects of the program that our administrator, Isabella Casillas Guzman, also identified as a way to help out businesses even more. Two things that she initiated is a 0% interest accrual for the entire first year of the loan, as well as a 12-month deferment. So if you're a business owner here in Little Rock and the surrounding areas, and you had any canceled contracts, any postponed deals, or anything that caused an economic injury, to be able to borrow working capital funds at a 0% interest accrual for the entire first year, as well as a 0% interest accrual for the entire first year, as well as a 12-month deferment before you make the very first payment, that may be the difference in you keeping your business operational during this recovery period. Now, nonprofits also can experience economic injury as well. When you think about different events that may have been canceled or different events that may have been postponed. Let's say we had a church event that, a big festival that was set to take place in April, but now because of the devastating tornadoes, that event now is canceled or postponed. Well, for that nonprofit, that church, that was anticipated revenue. And as a part of that process with that anticipated revenue, that caused economic injury to that nonprofit. And nonprofits also can borrow up to $2 million, treated similar to businesses, where they can have up to $2 million to repair, replace disaster damaged real estate, machinery, inventory, and equipment. But when we think about, again, nonprofits also have economic injury, they're eligible for working capital loans up to the $2 million, and interest rates are as low as 2.375% for nonprofits. Now, again, 12-month deferment, 0% interest accrual during the entire first year, and it's very important to make sure that as a nonprofit or any kind of church, to make sure to apply for the SBA programs, because if we're unable to approve you for an SBA loan, you may receive a referral to FEMA through public assistance. Again, for nonprofits only, the churches especially, if you, a part of the sequence of delivery is that if you, to possibly be eligible for public assistance through FEMA, you have to complete the SBA application. So it's very incumbent to make sure you register with FEMA and go ahead and complete that SBA process. But many people, especially homeowners and renters in Little Rock, probably don't realize they're like, whoa, why am I getting referred to SBA? Well, in times of disaster, again, SBA offers low-interest disaster assistance loans to homeowners up to $200,000 to repair, replace disaster-damaged real estate, and up to $40,000 to repair, replace disaster-damaged personal property. Interest rates, again, as low as 2.375%, 12-month deferment, 0% interest accrual, and renters can borrow up to $40,000 to repair, replace disaster damage personal property as well as their automobile loss as well. Same interest rate, same program terms. So the one thing we want to make sure that you do is, as a result of this presidential declaration, register today, don't delay. So you can register by going to disasterassistance.gov, 800-621-3362. Download the FEMA mobile app. But if you receive that referral to the U.S. Small Business Administration's Office of Disaster Assistance, please, please, please complete that application. Because again, if we're unable to approve someone for a low interest loan as a homeowner or renter, we're going to refer them back to FEMA through a program called Other Needs Assistance. Again, that's a part of the sequence of delivery to make sure that homeowners and renters, if you receive that referral, you're under no obligation to take the loan if you're approved. But if we're unable to approve you for the loan, we're going to refer you right back to FEMA for further grant assistance. Again, Corey Williams, Public Information Officer with U.S. Small Business Administration's Office of Disaster Assistance. And you can apply online for SBA by going to disasterloanassistance.sba.gov, or you can call the SBA's customer service number, which is 1-800-659-2955. Thank you very much.